Greetings from a cold and rainy Nampa, Idaho. We're inside the Johnson Sports Center here in the Athletic Hall of Fame. I'm Mike Stetson, Sports Information Director. I want to welcome you to this week's edition of the Crusader Coaches Corner Show. This week on the show, we sit down and talk soccer with head men's soccer coach Coe Michaelson, whose team's back from a long 2-week road trip, ready to host St. Martin's on Thursday and number 12 Seattle Pacific on Saturday in a couple of crucial GNAC contests. We also sit down with men's golfer Keynan Fanslow. Their fall season just wrapped up and he set records for 36 holes, 54 holes at the College of Idaho Invitational, which the Crusaders and Keynan both won. We also want to remind you fans, with all that's going on this month, not to forget, November 10th, Tuesday night, the Crusader men's basketball team tips off the season. They'll be hosting the College of Idaho in the big rivalry game, 7 o'clock here at the Johnson Sports Center. Be sure to pick up tickets. You can call 467-8505 to get tickets for that game. Thank you for joining us. Now it's time for the Coach's Corner Show. Welcome to this week's Coaches Show. Today we are joined by head men's soccer coach Coe Michaelson, whose team, after a 2-week road trip, gets to come back home and host some crucial games in the GNAC race, playing for the GNAC title over the next couple of weeks. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what obviously has been a tough couple of weeks on the road. Talk about how well the team has played and how disappointing that the team hasn't been getting the results that maybe they deserve.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a difficult road trip. I mean, to go from Vancouver, British Columbia to Bellingham, back to Boise, to Billings, Montana, to Bismarck, North Dakota, and back, 3 time zones in 8 or 9 days. It's been a very challenging time. I think going through those games, Simon Fraser is a game where we had a lot of the ball, but I don't think we created the chances to win. I think that maybe we got what we deserved in that game in the end, but Western Washington was one of those weird games. I think soccer coaches, a lot are guilty of saying we were the better team, but we lost. And it's often not true, but that was certainly a game where it was. We had a mistake in the back late with 10 minutes left, and it turned into their first shot on goal of the game, and all of a sudden, in a game where we've maybe had 85% of the ball and should probably have 3 or 4 goals, it's now 1-1, and then we give up a counterattack and lose in overtime. And that was, I think, shocking for the guys because it felt so unfair. But that's the game. Sometimes it can be cruel. And, we went to Billings, and they sat very deep and played the counterattack and certainly showed us a lot of respect, but we didn't do what was necessary to get a result, and we hit the post and we had one cleared off the line, but in the end it just didn't go our way. But heading into Mary, the bottom line was just belief in ourselves and fight. Those were the 2 main points, and we came away with a really crucial win. So.
Looking at the standings, you guys are a couple points back of Billings and Seattle, but talk about how important that first half of the season was to get yourself in position where, despite what was a tough road trip, you're in position you could win the conference with a good homestand. Yeah,
we've known for a while a lot's going to come down to these 4 games at home. We've played 14 games and we've had 4 at home. I don't know if there's a team in the region that has played that percentage at home. So knowing that we're close in the conference race, more importantly knowing that we got to be somewhere in the bubble range on the NCAA tournament. The tournament, that's our number 1 goal. So we've got a big week ahead of us, but some opportunities to make some strides in that chase, and in the end, we don't hold conference title completely in our own destiny at this point. We'd need Seattle Pacific to drop other points, and same with Billings, although they do play each other. But I think we hold the NCAA race in our own hands. If we win our games, I think we're in a good position. Inevitably, other teams will drop points. But I think our focus is just on St. Martin's right now and winning the next game, and then we'll move on to the next one and just take that approach. And in the end, if we do our job, then I think we'll be content with where we end up.
I think the thing that people, when they look at the last couple weeks, the noticeable thing, and you mentioned it, was not finishing. How nice was it, one, to get 3 goals at Mary, and then 2, to have a chance on your home field to continue to work on that before the big game against SPU on Saturday?
Yeah, it's been a struggle to score goals all year, to be perfectly honest. Even in the early stages when we were winning a lot of games, we were getting that done largely with a lot of set piece goals and things of that nature. So we've been a good defensive team all year, and that includes the attackers, the guys we talk about wanting to score goals. And we've been an exceptional possession team. I've told the guys at times there may not be a better team in the country up until that final 30 yards of the field, but unfortunately that's where it counts most, getting those goals. So trying to improve there. And I think for me the real pleasing thing was seeing at Mary that we got the 3 goals. I think it's only the second time this year we scored 3 goals. But what I noticed was that it's the first time we got as many goals from strikers in that game as we've gotten from strikers the rest of the year combined. And so if that's a sign of things to come from Eric and Fernando and some of these guys that can play as strikers, then that's a really good thing. And I think it is. I think it is just the start for them, and I have a feeling that was the bit of that injection they needed to get going.
You also talked about health of the team.
Mm-hmm.
I know in past years, the team hasn't had the numbers. When you had somebody go down and get hurt, there was nobody there to step in and fill those roles. How healthy is the team, without giving too many secrets away? And are we doing a good job this year in filling those roles?
Yeah, we definitely are. We've had enough guys missing at times that in past years it probably would have cost us. But we've got great depth, and that's a testament to some of the guys who haven't played as many minutes but have waited patiently and worked hard and waited for their chance. And so you look at Saturday, and we traveled 19 guys, and we ended up with Abe, who's one of the best defenders in our region, never mind our conference. We ended up without Jaime and Luke, who are ever-present for us. They start every game, and then also with Brian and Renee still at home injured. We ended up playing that match with 14 field players, so that was a challenge. But to have guys like Stevie and Graham and some of these guys, Michael, step up and perform when we needed it was huge. And that's why we tell the guys we don't, it's hard not to be in the first 11 every week, but we need more in the first 11 to achieve our goals. And this Saturday was a perfect example of that.
Let's talk about the 2 big ones coming up. St. Martin's, a team that you played fairly close over there. How important is it to get off to a good start to this homestand with a big win against them?
Yeah, it's not just important, it's necessary with our goals. So we know that. We know our back's against the wall a bit with regards to some of our goals. I think 2 weeks ago we had quite a bit of breathing room with regards to those goals, and we kind of blew that bubble out in about an 8-day period. And that's not the ideal way to do it, but we know what the task is, and we know how important this match is Thursday. And at this point, we've told the guys every match needs to be treated like an NCAA tournament match, because every match could be the one at this stage that costs us that goal for our season.
And then Saturday, SPU, obviously a huge game. I think looking at the stats, these 2 teams have tied 5 of the last 8 meetings. So
something like that. Yeah.
How do you figure out a way to get a better result than tie?
Well, that's what we're working at this week for sure. all we care about between now and Thursday is St. Martin's, and we'll move on to Seattle Pacific on Friday, preparing for that game. But those matches are always tight. They've been tight there. They've been tight here. The games that haven't ended at 0-0, as many of those have. In fact, maybe all 5 of those have. If I thought back through the last 3 or 4 years, have been 1-0, 2-1 type games. So they're always very tight, and I think that they're doing just as much searching and trying to figure out of how they're going to go out beating us as we are them. That's how tight things have been between the two teams, and I think that there's a lot of respect between the two teams, because I think that we know, with regards to our conference, we know that when we play each other, we're playing the elite, and at the same time, because of that, I think there's been a rivalry developing over the last few years. So we'll certainly be very excited for that game, and we'll be up for it, but again, our focus is on St. Martin's right now. So.
Appreciate you joining us, Coach. Fans, remember, come out this week. We've got St. Martin's at home on Thursday, 4 o'clock, and then Saturday, 3 o'clock against Seattle Pacific. 2 huge games as the Crusaders start their national tournament push. So come out and cheer on your men for what will be an incredible soccer action this week.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show. We are joined by men's golfer Keynan Fanslow, who, if you've been following the golf team, had a pretty fantastic week, the College of Idaho Invitational. Won the tournament, set a 54-hole scoring record with a 9-under 207.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a great week, not only just for me, but for the team as well. So we have a really good group of guys this year and a lot stronger than last year. So that's really great. And yeah, I mean, a good way to end the season. Fall is definitely a little slower season. The spring, there's a lot more good events. But yeah, it was a great tournament for the team and for myself. Yeah, I was happy with it.
Talk about the team's performance. Great consistency. 282, 283, 284.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty hard to get more consistent than that.
Our assistant coach actually set a number. He wanted us to break 850 for 3 rounds, and we shot 849. So 283 was our goal, and we did that. So it was awesome, honestly. You're not really thinking too much about that, but it was still really cool to, kind of stumble upon a goal like that. It was awesome. So unexpected, but yeah, I mean, it just shows, how solid and how, well-rounded our team is. Honestly, it's been great so far.
You guys, you played, that was the 849 was a team record for 54 holes.
Yeah.
You guys earlier set a single round record at Ridgecrest against College of Idaho.
Yep.
You and Michael DeLay have set the single round record of 67.
Yeah.
Now, you shot it twice and he shot it twice.
Yep. Yeah.
Somebody's got to go.
We're gunning for that 66, man. I totally had an opportunity that week, and I know Mike did too. So we're right there. We have another tournament in the spring at Ridgecrest and plenty of other rounds. So yeah.
What is it about Ridgecrest? I know that's your home course, but I mean, you guys are just phenomenal.
Yeah, it really helps. It's a comfortable golf course for us, and like you said, when you play it every day, you really get it figured out. You get a game plan, and you're just comfortable. Everything visually is nice, and the weather's always great. The course is in awesome shape, so yeah, we really love it.
I know there's a lot of people around Nampa who probably like some tips from you guys on
Yeah.
what to do on that course.
We have a lot of awesome fans and followers who are out at the golf course all the time. So yeah, we get to play with them, practice with them all the time. And yeah, obviously it's really cool to see, people supporting us like that. And, Stens has done a great job, fundraising and getting the community involved in the team. And yeah, that's been great.
Talk about, now you mentioned that the fall season's over. most of the teams and people who are following the sports, you just go through, you hit the championships, and you either move on or you don't. You guys have this unique thing, 4.5 months until you get to play your next event. How tough is that for you guys?
It's very tough. Just, it's good to take a break because you play from spring and then you play a lot of summer golf tournaments and then you play the fall. So, I mean, we've been playing for 7 or 8 months in a row now. So it's kind of nice to have a couple months to really get in the gym, get physically fit again. There's a lot of us who are, have a little injuries and things like that. You can focus on school and the classroom and stuff like that. So it's good to have a break, but it's also really difficult. Like you said, we can't see a golf course. It starts to snow and get really cold, so that makes it really tough for us to play and be prepared for the spring. But we have a good, hardworking group, so yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. I think it'll be good for everybody.
I would think that this year may be the most difficult point in time for you guys, simply because you played so well the last tournament, you get so much momentum going, and then you have to shut it down.
Yeah, you're right. It was good, but it's positive. We're all looking at it from the positive perspective of just, we're just getting started. So you show up to school, and we got to be ready to play like right away with our team. And we don't get a lot of time to settle in and practice and do that kind of stuff together, where it's a lot of just right into competition. So, now we can bond, keep working together and keep pushing each other. And I think we do a good job of that. And I'm excited for spring because I don't think, honestly, we've really reached our full potential yet. So I think there's a lot of good things to come.
And it's interesting to draw a comparison to the 2014 championship team.
Yep.
They went into the winter break with the great tournament down at Sonoma. Nick with the win, and the guys played so well. Maybe we're foreshadowing something that could happen positive come April.
It's absolutely in our sights and something that we're really considering, working hard. I know we've improved a lot on our ranking thus far from the beginning of the fall. So yeah, just keep doing what we've been doing, working hard, and I think we're definitely be able to achieve, making it to regionals and the national championship in the spring. That's our goal.
How big of a treat would that be for you guys to make it to nationals? I mean,
it would be incredible. I mean, obviously you can't really put it into words until you're there and experience it, but I mean, it's what everybody wants. It's a really individual sport, but I mean, that's an opportunity as a team to really have a unique experience and obviously just enjoy the heck out of it. I mean, I came here after they won the GNAC championship, and I wasn't a part of that team, and so it would mean a lot for me to really solidify a great time spent here at NNU, and obviously to bring a championship home would be great.
You mentioned also the team versus individual aspect. How much of that plays into what you guys do out there? I mean, do you know a lot of what your teammates are doing, and can you feed off their momentum?
Well, it certainly helps. If you know a guy's playing well and he's really going low, most of the time we don't talk too much about it. You're kind of just off in your own little world out there. Stens is available for us to get that information when we're out there, but I think everybody's kind of in their own world, and we collaborate after the round, before the rounds, make game plans together and all that stuff. But when you're out there, I mean, it's just you and the golf course, and that's why we love it and that's why we play. But obviously the team is still important, but I mean, it's all on you out there, you and the golf course, So, you don't think too much about everybody else, but it can help a lot, that's for sure, when people are playing well.
Senior year, I know you're not too much into the I did this, I did that, but when you look back maybe 10 or 15 years down the road, how exciting will it be, you think, to see, wow, I had a pretty good year?
Well, hopefully I'll still be playing competitive golf then. I mean, that's the plan, honestly. NNU's been an awesome place to me, honestly. I love the community, I love the environment, all the other athletes, our coaches. We have great facilities and everything a guy needs to, continue a career, outside of athletics and also, in professional sports. So I would love to travel and play professional golf, and that's totally on my radar, but I'm so happy and still kind of shell-shocked, honestly, to see, like you mentioned, some of the things that have happened and what I've been able to accomplish here, and I've been really blessed and really thankful for all that. It's been awesome.
Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to remind fans it's a long way off, but March, the Coyotes will be playing the Crusaders in a dual match, and then end of March, the NNU Invitational, two-time defending champions, the Crusaders, hosting their tournament for the third year. So chance to come out, root the guys and the ladies on, and see some incredible, talented athletes out on the golf course.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.